Hi, this is Amina Sheikh here on Zoom channel. We often meet at red carpet and events, but this time I just want to let him talk his thoughts out as I welcome him only on Zoom. So join me as I welcome Shoojit Sircar on Zoom channel.
Thank you so much.
First of all, lovely to have you, and I want to hear you talk. What exactly is this I want to talk all about?
Oh, actually I want to talk is all about a lot of silences. So it's not about all I want to talk. It's basically communicating. It's basically a story of not giving up. You know, I call this film as an unstoppable journey of not giving up. Yeah, to test your tenacity. A relationship of a not father-daughter, but a daughter and a father. It's almost like a film where father is not raising the daughter, but actually daughter is raising the father. So that's what I call this film as I Want to Talk.
Do you also feel that in one person's life as an individual, they go through a lot of things, and it depends how it is portrayed, you know, maybe probably it could be portrayed via something, say a social media or a movie, or the life remains a mystery. Do you also feel that, you know, like for example, you being a director yourself, many chapters of your life would just be a mystery for your own self.
Right.
And when when you just like discover that, how does that feel?
So, you know, you are absolutely, you have used a very nice word that the life is a mystery. It is. You have caught on the absolute right thing. It is a mystery. And you know, that if you can look at that mystery with wonder and awe, you know, then nothing like it. Then there's that's pure joy.
Correct.
So my idea of making a film, whether it's Piku or October or this film, even I Want to Talk, is to find that wonder in every moment in your life. You know, because we don't know what's happening tomorrow going to happen. We go ups and downs. So that will go, because you have come to life. You have to deal with everyday issues.
Yeah.
But then, how do you find joy in everything, in what you do? Everything will not give you joy.
Exactly.
Right? There are many things which you will get irritated or stressed about, and then, you know, you get disturbed, you will shout, there's an anger.
True.
But still, when you look back at it, suppose yesterday you were angry at somebody.
Yeah.
Now today, if I go back, I can continue that anger, and I can look back and say, oh shit, how foolish I was. I was just angry because of no sense.
Yeah.
So that mystery, those moments of living every day is all about I want to talk. You live it because you don't know. And the character, but how do you explain it? So I tried to explain this thought through Abhishek's character, who's playing Arjun, and his daughter Rhea. So the compatibility between them, not just in one moment.
Yeah.
It's like years and years of relationship. Where the gaps are, you don't know.
True.
And you try to cement those gaps. You sometimes are successful, sometimes are not. That gaps remain. When that heart-to-heart conversation will happen, you don't know.
That's true.
So I feel it's all about that, and I Want to Talk is purely about that.
As Abhishek also revealed, like he took a lot of inspiration from Aradhya for this one, because he also shared a thick bond, you know, and he shares a thick bond with his daughter. I have to ask you, you know, the bond between a daughter and a father is very unique, and I'm sure like you also have experienced that, you know, with your daughter. If you feel that, you know, when you're trying to portray something like that, you know, do you somewhere feel that it's more of love? It has that sheen of love more than, you know, anything as such, like where you really feel bad if your father is going through something or like that, you know. The equation is very pure. How do you define that?
So I like the way you are asking me these questions, because I find this is little beyond love.
Yeah.
You know, this is all about also communication. This is also about talk it out. Love cannot be just that I bring gifts.
True.
So love is also that, like for example, I am making a film and my daughter is at home. I should have been there to spend time with her. But now, if I am sitting here and I am doing work, people who work, see, we must understand that we are stealing time from her time. Right? It should be her time. She wants me there. She doesn't understand what I'm working on, and a 5-year-old or 6-year-old,
Exactly.
what job I'm doing, why I'm doing. I can tell her, so no, I'm to go for a job, and then I'll go. She doesn't want me to go. So I think that stealing time from her, the time that should be given, I think that's the important factor that I have made into this film. That the time, and then when the Abhishek realizes this fact, and when he really wants to spend time with his daughter, so that's so beautiful. That's really wonderful, I think.
And how do we let go of the communication when it becomes a barrier? You know, there is एक होता है communication करना, एक होता है comprehension होना communication में. Maybe some words which I tell you would be completely fine with you for
Right.
your, for your body to accept.
Yeah.
But some of my words may not, relate to you.
Right.
You may find it, harsh.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? Because in a day-to-day life, we talk to a lot of people
Yeah.
around us.
Yeah.
As individuals. Some conversations are really like we feel like, oh my God, it's too good, and some really turn out to be toxic.
It comes from experience. It cannot happen. The kind of words or kind of attitude I use to talk to someone. I'm not talking about just about my daughter or anyone. You will have to be very conscious in choosing those words.
Yeah.
You have to have that choice of words which doesn't hurt you. We normally use words, we know exactly in our mind quite clever what word to use which will give an impact on you.
True. Yeah.
Whether it's a good impact or a bad impact or insulting or bullying or whatever. So that choice which is with me,
Yeah.
what word I use. Yes, you do mistakes.
True.
Because you kind of life you lead to, you do certain mistakes of choice of words and the communication goes wrong. And then the other person takes it in a completely different
tangent.
Yeah. So that takes a time to understand for us, because we are in such a worldly world of doing things that ये सब चीजें you don't realize
Yes.
that घर पे भी हम लोग ऑफिस जो है घर पे भी लेके आ गए हैं,
Yeah.
and you're doing the same thing, but the daughter and the family is not office.
Yeah.
So
You need to kind of draw the line.
yeah, of course
Boundaries,
that
basically,
वो करना पड़ेगा. नहीं तो अगर वो भी ऑफिस बन जाए तो फिर वहाँ पे भी then daughter also will start behaving like your office colleague only.
True, that's true.
She'll also tell you what to do.
And as we talk about colleagues, the very interesting part was, when you felt kind of, when Vicky Donor, when you were trying to make a movie like that, people really were reluctant to be a part of this one. And like, for example, an A-lister said a no to it. Om Puri was really wondering like what you're up to in
Right,
Bollywood.
right.
Did that still have an impact on you, and see how things changed for you? That again is like, some conversation as I talk about, comprehension in the conversation should be there.
Right.
If someone would have not challenged you today, you wouldn't have not made a movie like that. Do you feel like that sometimes some bitter words like really work in favor?
Maybe. I mean, you don't know what,
Yeah.
sometimes बोलते हैं ना कि एक
हथौड़ा मारना चाहिए.
मरना चाहिए सर
Yeah.
पे तो hello, wake up.
Yeah.
So maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I would not disagree with you on that. But also that this gives you more hope and power also. Makes you more stubborn or persistent, what you say.
Yeah.
But somewhere it gives you courage too. So yes, it is important that, because if in Vicky Donor agar some A-lister had said no, it's not that I was worried about it or I was grieving about it. No, I was not. It was a very beautiful interaction. I said fine. You don't relate to this character of Ayushman, Vicky, as a sperm donor. That's fine. Absolutely, don't do it. But we still talk. We still discuss. But then fine. I mean, it happened with Ayushman. Ayushman was ready to jump on. I need somebody who is ready to jump on it and give his full. So that, because with reluctancy you cannot act.
That's true.
Yeah.
You need to be like have a free hand kind of. when you're trying
Absolutely.
to-
Like
yeah.
for example, in I Want to Talk, with the poster itself, he has bared himself. You know that Abhishek is completely naked.
That's true.
So you need that from an actor.
Do you also feel that Abhishek completely surrendered the role because he had put on the weight? He was completely in a different zone altogether, because this character needs that. A
Yeah.
person going through a lot of surgeries and all, and yet standing strong.
Yeah. See, this film is also cannot be done with those vanities and plastics. This film is not about that. This film is a very hardcore, real situation. This film is, you have body challenges. You have daughter, so you cannot. And also you are aging.
Yeah.
It's a journey of 10, 12 years that you are going through. So you cannot do that. You can't cheat that. So he and me and Abhishek discussed, he said, Dada, makeup से तो नहीं होगा ये. मैंने बोला, yes, Abhishek, ये makeup से तो नहीं होगा. होगा लेकिन बहुत दिक्कत होने वाला है. But you will be hair लगाना, wig लगाना, shave करना, पेट पे पेट लगाना, ये सब, you will be tired.
Correct.
यही सब चीजें तुम्हारे, you will make you feel. If you really want to open up, you just, तो when I went to meet him, so one day he said, Dada, you see my belly, and he opened his shirt. And his belly came out. I said, this much you want? So I said, no, I want a little more. I became greedy. He said, then I'll have to have a lot of bhujia. So I said, yeah, you can have a lot of bhujia. So he was completely, he bared himself.
He surrendered himself
Absolutely.
completely.
Surrendered in a different level altogether. Which you will see. In a trailer, a lot of people have commented that they can see a little flickering of, a lot of a great actor's performance. But once you see the film, you will know that you won't find Abhishek, you will find Arjun Sen.
Yeah. But I have to ask you this, and going by the movies you have done also, be it Vicky Donor, be it, Piku, be it this one,
October.
Kind of, even October, and even, Gulaba Sitaba is a different story altogether. But if I go by these movies, October, of course, like I really loved it because, how it unfolds. But you kind of try to focus on certain things, which is health, which is how people deal with health, how when they are actually unwell and how the situation around them changes. But does that also get tiring because you're focusing on someone's sickness, which you're trying to portray, which is the vulnerable side of a human?
Right.
How does that work for you?
So, for me, if someone has health issues, I think that's the most vulnerable moment.
Exactly.
And that's the moment that person breaks down. But I tell them, that's the moment they should have absolute joy. That's the moment your tenacity starts, your not giving up starts, and laughing at it. So you're absolutely right. That's a more moment of vulnerable.
Yes.
If there's a health issue, and my whole fascination with the health issue and death and life and everything comes only with a reason, is that at that moment, do you get the courage or not? If you get that courage, all your life you will beat it. You will beat it in certain way. Or even if you can't beat it, you will accept it with a lot of smile and a joke. So Arjun's character in the film is that.
Yeah.
He laughs at those moments. His comments are bizarre on those moments. He jokes around with his health issues.
Yeah. And so many times, we as individuals, when we, even if I get a cold or even if I get fever, I'm like, oh my God, am I really
But now if you see the film and you start comparing, you will feel why I am cribbing on these small issues. I mean, just imagine what issues that he is going through. Inspiration was very important, which gives me courage as a director. I'm not talking about the audience or what they will take you or what, but I'm saying me, as a director, it made me fear-free. So, and I thought then, if I am getting that fear-free attitude in myself by just this character and learning about this, why not to share it with people?
Yeah. Abhishek was not your first choice. You really had Irrfan in your mind, and we know your equation with Irrfan, sir.
No, it was not Irrfan. Irrfan was, Irrfan was no more by that time. When we started working on the script, it's that I always thought of Irrfan. Because he's always irreplaceable, absolutely.
That's true.
So and he came always in my Irrfan hota to ye hota, Irrfan hota to we could have done this.
Yeah.
But Abhishek was also in our head, and Abhishek had somewhere taken the he's put on the Irrfan shoes.
Yeah.
So he's in his shoes in this film,
Yeah.
and I can't tell you the justice that Abhishek has done to the character. I think the kind of thing that Abhishek has done as an actor, it will be discussed for a long time. I have a feeling.
You recently also clarified that Piku was not all about constipation. But honestly, Piku is very close to my heart. It's an equation between a father and a daughter, and how they survive through. And I see that, with my mother, to be honest, I see that, how they age, and how they also kind of lose their cool and all. But at the same time, you have to manage everything around them.
Yeah.
And Piku itself was a very beautifully made movie. What was your thought for this one?
See, I put that thought out in one particular scene when he and Deepika are by the Ganges and they are having a egg roll and eating, and they're talking about Shadi Karoge and all that.
Yes.
Where the whole idea of the film comes out, where she says कि जब पेरेंट्स बूढ़े हो जाते हैं तो उनको ज़िंदा रखना पड़ता है.
Yes.
वो अपने आप ज़िंदा नहीं रहते हैं.
True.
So you have to make them feel comfortable. You have to take them out alone. There is an effort that you have to make.
Yes.
So that was the basic essence of the film, I think.
That's true.
And when Bhaskar passes away, when Irrfan asks कि अब क्या करोगी, and then she says that बाबा इतना तो prepare करके गए होंगे मुझे, इतना तो prepare कर ही दिया मुझे.
Yeah.
So that's the film essence of this film.
Okay.
That your parents somewhere, some parents very beautifully like a swing and this, they prepare you to face the world.
That's true.
So that's what Piku was all about.
Also, as you said, like, and as you defined it, honestly, that's the core of the movie. I have also seen that you really choose your characters very specifically. For example, like Varun, you wanted him to be clumsy to fit the character.
Yes. Yeah.
What is your thought process while getting characters on board, like actors on board for certain characters?
The foremost thing I see is, are they ready to work with me? The most first factor.
Yeah.
Because if they're ready to work with me, then they know what are the parameters, क्या challenges होने वाले हैं, whether it's Varun Dhawan or so. Like Deepika in Piku was ready to work with me. She was ready that okay, I am whatever Shoojit da is going to jump on, I am going to jump on.
Yeah.
Like when I met Abhishek, in one day he invited for my dinner in Australia, in Melbourne, and that day he poured out his heart to me. So I knew that this man is ready to jump on my boat. That's what the first condition is. And of course then is processing it too, and manipulating him to just somehow bring it to my sense, the character. That takes a little time. That's a technical thing, methods and all that you have to use. But first and foremost is he ready to work with me? Or only I am ready to work with him? If he's ready to work with me, then it becomes easy for me to work with him.
During one of my interactions with Abhishek, I remember, and that really left an impact on me also, because he said it also depends on the audience's mood. Are they willing to watch this movie? For example, like he watched some movie in a flight and he really got inspired. But when he watched the same movie, when he was at his home, he really didn't like it. Similarly, like, do you also feel that, because see right now, after the entire lockdown, people have really lost a lot of people around them. Bringing them to the theatres would also be a bit challenging for you?
See, I am releasing a film in theatre after many years, so I actually don't know. The trends and all what is going on, I have no idea.
Yeah.
When I decide to see a trailer and I want to go and watch the film, I go and watch that film.
Yeah.
So when Oppenheimer came, I had decided that I'm going to watch Oppenheimer. So there was nobody to stop me.
True.
So you decide that what films you're going to watch it.
Yeah.
Of course, there is that every day I cannot go and watch a film. I don't like it also. But you definitely wait for some films, and you really want to wait for one director to make a film, and you want to go and watch that film. So when Christopher Nolan, if he works on another film, or Martin Scorsese works on another, I definitely go and watch it. So I have some specific directors to pointed that okay, I'm going to watch their films. So similarly like that, you don't know. I can't predict all that.
Yeah.
But let's see. I mean, I have done my bit of making a film and telling a story, which is me purely, Shoojit Sircar.
Yes.
So now it's up to audience.
And before I let you go, I have to talk about a very important equation you share with a very interesting character, which is everyone's favorite, which is Shah Rukh Khan. You recently spoke about, the golden days, of his college days versus now. Would you prefer casting him, for any of your projects?
Of course. We keep talking.
Yeah.
We spent at a time before during Gulabo Sitabo and before Sardar Udham also, we spent a time together. We discussed Sardar Udham also. Not that he was cast, but generally we discussed.
Yeah.
So whenever we meet and we discuss, and the kind of films he wants to, he's interested in work, we have discussed. And I would definitely like to collaborate with him, because his background is theatre. He is very fine as an actor. He is very sensitive also as an actor. And I have seen him in Delhi, so I am also from Delhi, so I have seen him from behind the curtain and behind the wings. We will definitely connect sometime.
You know, letting go of Kishore Kumar's biopic, what led to that?
Well, I was working on that Kishore Kumar biopic. I met with the family and I worked for 4 years. Juhi had written the script on that one, and we were going around pitching the script. So, and during that time, I think there was one more script which Anurag Basu was doing. So when I came to know and I called Anurag that, are you doing, I heard that you are also doing Kishore Kumar. Then he asked me, you are also doing Dada? I said, no, I mean, if you are doing, I mean, you are the best person, but then I will not do. So he said, yes, I am doing Dada. I said, because he's also a very, you know, he's a Kishore Kumar fan. And I think he was doing it with Ranbir at that time.
Yeah.
So then I pulled out. Okay. And then I could not go back to the script. Because, you know, once you pull out, you pull out. Yeah.
And lastly, apart from this movie, I'm sure your concentration is completely on I Want to Talk. What are you focusing on?
Oh, my focus at this moment is a couple of more scripts that I want to do. I want to do a romantic, I want to do a mythology, I want to do a film on science. So there are a few things I just want to work on.
And many actors are already like, you know, hearing this interview, I'm sure they would definitely get in touch with you. But lovely chatting with you. It was a good conversation, you know, knowing more about you and your project and other things also. But thank you so much for your lovely time.
Thank you. Thank you
so much. All the very best.